Bam. All right, so we got Nova. We're gonna do some heel drills. Ready? Let's go. Right here. I didn't tell her to heel, but so with her, like, she's gone from one level of cute, excited to over the top, right? So I'm trying to bring it all back down. Like, there's a couple of areas where we were really working on stuff. Now, we started with a ton of structure, right? And then kind of let it slide as she became more integrated into the house. And so there's areas where it was just it was not that big of a deal, have become just obnoxious, right? And that's the way it goes. But we're focusing on this, and then it all kind of wraps together, right? So you got to kind of control it all, right, and keep it all under control. Otherwise, the excitedness is going to go everywhere for a dog like this a lot faster than the calmness is going to, right? She needs a lot more help settling down. There's a squirrel over there. And I think it's a good girl. I think what I've done is, like, I'm trying to slow down on all these videos, right? And I think I've gotten stuck into, like, a lot of play videos, right? So what I'm trying to do, which is another thing that makes it hard on me, on my old stupid brain, is I'm trying to do, like, if I do a play video with her today, I want to do a work video with her tomorrow, or vice versa, right? So it's not always the same thing. Like, sometimes we'll do recall games. To me, that's a work, right? Because we're doing games. Now, I haven't done recall games with her in a long time. So did you see how we dropped that piece of food and she went ahead and got it? I think that's another one I need to get under control, because if anybody drops anything, she's sticking her head in there, right? That's a source of it could be a source of conflict, right, with other dogs. With my guys, they don't care. They're just like, whatever, right? So how would you work on that? I would say you have to correct it out, right? So some people will say you have to do like this, right? We'll get her in a sit. Good. And you would hold food to distract her, right? I don't like this method. You hold food to distract her and throw it on the ground. Good. Right, so see, the food didn't even distract her. Why did the food not distract her? Right, probably because she's practiced getting food off the ground so much. And then it goes back into, so we haven't done recall games in God knows how long. But since we started off our recall games, every time she's been back. This is the third time she's been back to me, and every time I always go recall games. Right, recall games to me is one of the best ways to rebuild, especially an excited dog, some arousal, attention in you. Now, the problem with recall games, and I never thought about this before, but I've seen a couple of people say it. Now they're kind of more against the whole food thing. Right, so I take everything with a grain of salt, right? But I take it in and I want to listen. So has that amount of recall games that we did, has that made her focus on food on the ground, right? So everything that falls, now she feels entitled to it, because she's kind of a pushy, bratty little girl, right? So you can do your leave it this way. So I think correctively, maybe because she's practiced it so much. Now, she did good with the voice, right? With just my right? So you would take this, right? So the difference there is the food goes down, she gets correction, right? So her behavior of wanting to go to the thing causes the correction, instead of me having to tell her to leave it alone. Then you can go, she makes a decision to turn away. I could have marked good girl and gone away from it, right? But I was busy talking. So I don't know, it's weighing a lot of stuff out. And every time I've ever done leave it's, right? Leave it. Every time I've ever done a leave it with food on the ground like that, I don't never let them, like a lot of people go, okay, and then give it back to them, or they even go, okay, and go to the face and give it back to them. If I've ever used anything on the ground, I don't like, unless it's in the games, right? So in the games, I go, get it. It's always on a command, right? Or it's get it or okay, right? However, it's still kind of confusing, right? You're throwing the food to them. Does that make them want the food off the ground more? I don't know. That's something to think about, right? Or is it just because it's been simple practice, right? Simple practice is someone drops something, she rushes in and gets it, bam, right? My guys are always going to defer, at least for the most part, right? Ready to go to bed? Right, and so even on like like the go to beds, good. I should have marked and rewarded before I started talking. A lot of people will feed the bed. I usually do that I usually say that for if I'm having problems, right? If I can just get them on there with the lure and the reward, I don't want to feed the bed because I like more of the food coming from me. Maybe that's a selfish thing or a self-centered thing. But it's a building, right? And I don't want this to become a cue either. Like if I grab the leash, like inside she doesn't have it. I don't want that to be a cue, so you can break it off by not always grabbing it and going, right? Or you can go, ready, heel. Good. Now she hasn't had to work on this as far as if I'm standing still, she comes and sits. And that can be whatever you require. Do you want her to just stand there? Then that's fine. If you want it to be a sit, then get the sit, right? Ready to go to bed? Good girl. Right? Does she need rewards for this? Not really, right? However, I'm trying to work it in the places where she's gone nutso, the door and for dinner, I'm using it, and what's happening is she's going on it, but she's breaking. She's going on it, but she's breaking. So I'm getting a lot of breaks. So if you have something that you're trying to use, like say you're trying to use a sit to fix things, right? Easiest thing in the world, every dog knows how to sit. But you're using it to fix something, they keep breaking it, take some time and just work on it by itself and over reward it, right? Ready, middle? I don't think she knows this real well. Good girl. I should have had food in my hand. See, like right there, I shouldn't have let her get away with it, right? I need to start not letting her get away with getting food off the ground. Hey, look. Hey, right? Nope, middle, right? So all this stuff. She's looking, right? She's breaking what we're doing. Now, granted, she doesn't know the middle that much, but it's when I've rewarded her here, she should stay there until you tell her no. She has a hard time standing still, right? And I will take that all day, every day. Go, nope, middle. Come on. No, she's confused with what the hell's going on. Well, it's okay. We're gonna work through it. Hey, right here. Good. All right. So she has a very hard time sitting still this long. Ready? Go to bed? So when I do stuff like this with her, like you'll see like Waylon and Tank today, I was going fast with it. Now I didn't make a video with Waylon, but I was going fast. Boom, 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 boom. Right? So what happens when you start doing stuff going faster? They start responding faster, right? And getting to it faster. What's her name? Nova. Side? Right, look. So she doesn't know a side real well. All this stuff she doesn't know real well. I'll help her with the food for it. Because, nope, on the side. What's important for me here is I'm trying to get her to settle down. That's what's important with her. No, on the side. Now, I saw somebody recently, they would have corrected that with the leash. I'm not correcting it with the leash here. I would here. Good. Go to bed. I would here because, I don't know, the heel, do you really know the heel that well either? Not as much as the other ones, right? So it looks like she's really good, right? That's what they do, right? You want to make a video and explain things. But you see, like even these, even though I hadn't rewarded her, she's like, come on, dude, what I gotta do, what I gotta do, where do I gotta go? Just like I was saying in one the other day when we were doing the obstacles. Like as soon as she does something, she wants to run to the next one. And that's how her brain is just like, go, 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 go. So I have to spend more time working on like duration stuff like this, right? And just slowing down. And so when we're walking, well, hey, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, wonderful, man. Thank you. So when we're walking, I've noticed when she's by herself, it's not as bad. But when it's like her and Waylon, which is almost all the time now, she's just, I gotta go, right? Whereas when it's with me, she's falling back on this heel drills, and she's like, hey, where's my food? Where's my food? Where's my food? Right? What's worse? Where's my food? Where's my food? Where's my food? Or I gotta go. So she's just building and building on those walks. So I've started stopping. I always feel bad for Waylon because he's like, dude, what the hell? I'm doing good, right? Ready, heel? Good girl. And heel. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff you gotta watch, right? Good girl. Like if you, nope. Right, a piece of food fell, she wants to look for the food. So I'm gonna correct that. I'm just gonna start correcting that crap. All right, leave it. That was a bad correction. I kind of pulled. Right, and the other part is, do I want to have to say leave it? Like I explained earlier, right? Good girl. There's that piece of food. She might not have seen it, but she's looking at me. It's okay. So let's see if we can walk by it again. Good girl. Very nice. Stepped right over it. Very good. Did she even see it? I don't know, dude. It's like I used to do this exercise. I was taught to do this exercise in the kitchen for counter surfing, where you walk by with a leash, and if they look at the counter and then look away or whatever, you reward them. But I've seen a couple other people say, how do you know that that's what you're rewarding? Maybe you're just rewarding them. All right. Which to me, hey, if you're rewarding them walking beside you in the kitchen and keeping their feet on the floor, that's still something, right? It's got to add in at least a little bit. All right, ready, sit. Good. Right, don't you think? Everything's got to be a little bit of something, a little bit of help. Nova, heel. Good girl. Look, she's trying to come across to where the food is, right? So what do you do in that situation? I hand off. I used to overreach. Let me do it this way. So what I used to do is, because they would see it here, I'd bring it like this and then I'd overreach. I don't know how much that helps. What I've gotten better about is doing, if I only have food on the left, I've gotten better about doing this. So that way they don't cross your body. Good girl. And down. We're relying on the hand motion, right? Is it got to be the right hand? Why? Is it because I haven't used leash pressure to enforce it and I just rely on the hand motion? Yeah. How fast do you want it, right? How good does it have to be? Do you care if you have to use your physical cue or not? It's all up to you, dude. You make the rules for what's going on, right? As long as things are pretty good. Nope, down. All right, so what happened there is I just put food into my hand. And what did she do? She wanted to come up to where the food was. And what I want is to bring her the food. Good. Break. I let her get up on her own. Let's see, how can I fix that? Because the food, like you saw on the, right, let's see. Ready, sit? Good. Oh. Let's see if the food messes her up here. It shouldn't. Should it? Leave it. Sit. Nope. Nope. Good. So no and a little correct. Good girl. So there I said no. And break. Nope. Right? Now, 3 minutes from now, if I allow her to have one that falls on the ground, I'm just going to ruin everything that just happened. So that's where it gets into your consistency has to help, right? Go to bed. Have to be consistent in your rewards or corrections, whatever you're using, right? Your reward behaviors, you want to reward so you get it good. You get that wiggle butt. Probably shouldn't be using the food at that moment, right? You need to let her settle down more. She's excited because my food's in my hand. My hand's in my pocket, right? She knows that's where food is at. Look at her butt go. Let's see what happens when I take my hands out. Look how her tail slows down, right? I don't know if you can see it. But her tail, it's still a little wag to it, but it's slowed down, right? When I have my hands in my pocket, look, boom. Wow. Hands out, she slows down. Ah, not really, still there. Right, wait till she settles down. Look, you see her tail going? It's waggle, 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 right? That's exciting. So I thought it was because my hands were in my pocket? Maybe it's because she's getting bored and frustrated, right? Where's my damn food at? Good. Oh, look. As soon as I said good, it started coming forward. Do you see that? So, is all this stuff adding to the fact that she can't settle her butt down? Or is it just all different stuff? Good girl. Right? Nope. Down. Good. Okay. My sweet thing. My sweet thing is just wild, dude. Look, she's looking for food. There's nothing there, girl. I picked it up. Let's go play. Let's go play and finish your day. Holy cow, that got to 20 minutes. You see how hard it is to settle things down? And why it's hard for me? It's hard for me to do that, right? Do 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 do.